Lake Powell, the nation's second-largest reservoir and one that provides water and power to millions of people in Southern California, has reached its lowest levels since its first filling in the 1960s. Its companion reservoir, Lake Mead, is at levels almost as low. Together, these reservoirs, fed by the mighty Colorado River, provide the water 40 million Americans depend on. Despite the storms that brought heavy rain and snow to California and other western states in January, experts say it would take years of such weather to replenish the West's water resources. In the year 2000, the two reservoirs were 95% full. They're roughly 25% full now, said Brad Udall, a water and climate scientist at Colorado State University. It's hard to overstate how important the Colorado River is to the entire American Southwest. What to know about the West's ongoing water crisis? Lake Powell is the nation's second-largest reservoir. It was created by blocking the Colorado River at Glen Canyon in southern Utah and northern Arizona. It stores water as part of the Colorado River Compact and produces electricity through the hydroelectric turbines in Glen Canyon Dam. Work on the dam that created Lake Powell began in 1956 and was finished in 1966. It took 16 years for it to fill. At its highest, in 1983, the lake was 3,708 feet above sea level. Today it stands at 3,522 feet. Lake Powell hasn't been this low since June of 1965, just 2 years after it began to fill with water. The biggest worry, if the lake's level falls much lower, it won't be possible to get water out of it. Why? Tubes that run water out of the lake and into two hydroelectric turbines could soon be above the water. There are bypass tubes available below that point, but they weren't designed for continuous use, so it's not clear how they would fare. Important quote, "If you can't get water out of the dam, it means everyone downstream doesn't get water," said Udall. That includes agriculture, cities like Los Angeles, San Diego, and Phoenix. Will water stop flowing? That's a doomsday scenario, said Bill Hasenkamp, Colorado River Resources Manager for the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Before things get to that point, the Department of the Interior will require reductions in use. How long until water stops flowing downstream? If the lake falls another 32 feet, about the amount it fell in the past year, power generation concerns become more urgent, Udall said. Snowmelt this spring is forecast to bring levels up somewhat. The water in Lake Powell is low because the amount of water in the Colorado River has been falling for decades. At the same time, demand has risen due to increased population growth in the West. Overall, the river's flow is down 20% in this century relative to the 20th century. More than 4 scientific studies have pinned a large part of the decline on human climate change. It's partly that there is less rain and snow, partly that as temperatures rise, plants use more water and more water evaporates out of the soil which would otherwise have ended up in the river. In addition, the river itself experiences more evaporation. It's unfortunate that the largely natural occurrence of a drought has coincided with this increasing warming due to greenhouse gases, said Flavio Lehner, a professor of atmospheric sciences at Cornell University. That has brought everything to a head much earlier than people thought it would.